Welcome, good evening. Welcome to the Pleasantville Village Board meeting. Today is Thursday, June 27. We are not at our normal time nor at our normal place for a variety of scheduling reasons. We are holding our meeting today, Thursday, instead of the usual Monday at the Clinton Street Center because our board meeting is otherwise scheduled on Thursday night. So as a result, we are not live, and any of you who are watching this obviously are going to be watching it on tape. Our next regular meeting is Monday, July 8 at 8 p.m. with a work session at 7. All meetings held at Village Hall unless you hear otherwise, which was the case tonight. So I had a couple of announcements to make. First and foremost, there has been lots of discussion about the flooding on the Sawmill River Parkway. We obviously have been through a month where that has happened multiple times. Lots of wet weather, an extraordinary amount of inconvenience produced not only to residents here in Pleasantville but throughout Westchester. Patty and I attended a meeting that we sought and set up at the county executive's office early this week that included the deputy county executive, the county executive chief of staff, the commissioner of public safety, Chief Hodges from the county police, as well as the county transportation commissioner, as well as several other involved players. It was a productive, useful meeting. I think we were all on the same page, and our next effort is to convene a similar meeting with that cast of characters, but to include the Region 8 administrators for the New York State Department of Transportation. The Sawmill is a state road, and the improvements that are made there have to be done by the state. The county is involved because they have a contract to provide police services for the Sawmill Parkway. As part of our meeting, we also talked about some ways in which the county might assist us in circumstances where the sawmill has closed, and I'm optimistic that we may see some results on that front. But the key message and the key takeaway is that we need relief, not only relief right away in whatever manner it can be delivered, but also relief in the form of a long-term problem that will take this off the table so that we don't end up with tens of thousands of human hours wasted every time the heavy rains cause the sawmill to close. So there are a number of citizens groups cropping up, and I applaud that effort as well. The more voices, the better. Clearly, this problem has gone on long enough and has now been exacerbated to the point that it is not just an every once in a while problem, but a more frequent problem, and something has to be done. So we're making that argument very, very clearly and quite aggressively in every forum we can. And I'm optimistic that the county will be in lockstep with us in making that same argument. So we encourage everybody to stay involved. And if you're inclined to weigh in on the subject, there are community groups getting started. I know that those of you who are on the Pleasantville Yahoo group, we have been seeing discussion about that. The immediate issue gets kicked up to the New York State Department of Transportation in Region 8, which is an office in Poughkeepsie, and all of their contact information is easily available on New York State DOT website. Again, it's Region 8, the office is in Poughkeepsie, and if you were inclined to shoot off an email or send a call or a letter, that would also help. The more voices we have, the better off we are. On a related matter, Patty and I, this has been our week of storm-related things, also attended a workshop that the county offered for mayors and supervisors about emergency planning, and presented a series of tabletop exercises that presented severe storm circumstances and hypothetical problems where power, utilities, communications are cut out. And the result of that, I think, was quite a useful exercise for us to think about. I can tell you that the village has taken a number of steps since Hurricane Sandy to improve our resilience, and we're spending some money to do that. I came back from that meeting, which presented a number of rather stark scenarios, including a circumstance where potentially 90% of power was out throughout Westchester. I think the reality is, obviously, none of us, either as individuals or as governments, can possibly prepare for everything, but I would say that we'll have lots more to say about it going forward, and we'll describe to you the services we can provide. But it's also important for every resident and every homeowner, every apartment dweller, wherever you may be, to think about what you would do in a circumstance where there was sustained bad weather, where we were potentially out of power for a long period of time, where communications might be cut off for a short period or a longer period. So that's a discussion worth having with the people you live with your families, to think about the ways in which you can be resilient as well.
What do they consider long term?
Well,
longer than a week?
It's quite clear in the scenario, in the example of Sandy, obviously, there were many areas that were out of power for 2 weeks, and that was not anywhere near as severe as the hypothetical exercise we went through at this session. The hypothetical exercise was based on a Category 3 hurricane, which Sandy was not even a Category 1 at the point at which it landed here. So in the event that we did have a Category 1, 2, or 3 hurricane at the point it made landfall here, the expectation is that the damage could be substantially worse. Now, Con Ed is working with us and with every community as well to try to be in a better position to communicate better and hopefully to be more responsive in a future storm environment. But the reality is, if we were to get a Category 3 hurricane, it is not inconceivable that 90% of the power could be out throughout Westchester, and that if that happened, it would likely be out for a good long while. That leaves the potential that communications could be cut off as well, including cell phone communications, because cell towers require electricity. So all of that is puts everybody in the category of how much is it realistic for us to do, how much is it realistic for us to spend in the case of the what if. But we're going through a whole series of steps here at the village. We've added some new equipment. In fact, in the next several weeks, we're going through a pretty elaborate generator test for our backup systems at Village Hall to confirm that everything works, and to confirm with great certainty that we know exactly what it does in the event that we needed it. We've been fortunate in the last several storms when power has gone out widely that Village Hall has not gone out, but we do have a backup generator there that allows many of our services to operate. Ditto with DPW, we have a generator at the Public Works yard that can run the entire DPW operation off the grid. But the reality is, when you consider the what ifs, it makes clear that we could very well confront a weather circumstance where government would obviously be stretched to the limit, and everyone's individual resources would come into play as well. So on that note, we've mentioned several times in the past that we've recently signed a contract with a company called Code Red, which will allow us to improve our communications to you either by telephone, by text, or by email in the event of emergency. So that has been set up. The initial database has been set up using the 911 database, but Patty's at work on a format for a document that we're going to send out to all Pleasantville residents, asking you to log in to the Code Red site and to sign up and let us know the other ways of making contact with you. So that, for example, if you'd like to receive information by email, or would like to receive information by text or on your cell phone instead of a landline phone, or give us all of those things in the event that some of them are unavailable, that will give us the maximum chance to communicate with you in an emergency. So I know that was a significant problem for lots of people in Sandy. Lots of people's telephones don't work when power is out, in a world where a lot of that stuff now comes through the internet-based system. And being in touch with people when power was out was a hard thing to do. So you'll be getting something in the mail, hopefully within the next month. Patty will be working.
I would think that
that will ask everybody to sign up, and we encourage you to pay special attention to that. We'll send it to you with a carefully designed mailer that tries to make it prominent because it's an important thing to do, and it will be a blessing to all of us if we can get important information out to you in a timely manner. And in the hypothetical that you left your house either to stay elsewhere when power was out, or because your house was for some reason rendered uninhabitable, it will be a great help to all of us to be able to reach you. So Code Red is the name of the system, and you'll be getting a mailing about that soon. So hopefully on to brighter subjects. Well, not so bright. If you're worried about identity theft, we have a solution for you. This Saturday, the county's mobile Shredmobile is coming to Pleasantville. It will be at the recycling center at the end of Village Lane. That's right down behind MLA. I shouldn't call it MLA anymore. We should call it Henkel's. At the end of Village Lane, same place you go to pick up compost or to drop off recyclables. The shred mobile will be there. Is it 10 to 1, Patty?
Yes.
9 to 1 this coming Saturday.
You can bring 4 file boxes full of stuff.
Right, that's Saturday, June 29.
Yeah.
So that's a great,
It is a great thing.
resource. You can bring 4 big filing boxes of stuff and get rid of old bank statements, tax returns, whatever it might be, and it gets chewed up right there on site. Certainly the advice for everybody is that we need to be more vigilant about throwing out stuff that has things like social security numbers and financial numbers and the like. So come on down to DPW Saturday, June 29 between 9 and 1 to the county shred mobile and shred up whatever you need. Hasten to point out that this is a service for residents, for home records. Businesses need to find their own solutions to these problems. Okay, now on to a definitely brighter note. Our Pleasantville Music Festival is come this Saturday. It's only 2 weeks away. Saturday, July 13 is the 9th annual Pleasantville Music Festival. There is a great sort of a summary show that's up on PCTV, which you can either watch when it comes around on the regular schedule or pick up on demand at pctv76.org. It includes clips from quite a number of the bands. Looks like it's going to be a great evening. There are 8 bands. Is that what you're telling me? Shane is giving me the high sign back there. 8 bands are included in the PCTV show. So if you're interested in what the lineup looks like, take a look at that show on PCTV. Get yourself to PleasantvilleMusicFestival.com. You can find out more information about all of the bands that are playing, and you can also log in right online and buy tickets at PleasantvilleMusicFestival.com. It will be a great help to everybody to get your ticket in advance. You'll avoid the line when you show up. Pleasantville residents have an opportunity to buy a discounted ticket up until July 1, and your means of doing that is to appear at Cold Stone, the Village Bookstore, or the Art of Wine, where they are selling tickets. And up until July 1, if you can demonstrate that you're a Pleasantville resident, you get a discount. So that's up until July 1, and we encourage you to do that. Again, Cold Stone, Village Bookstore, Art of Wine, all sponsors helping us with the Pleasantville Music Festival. So thanks a lot to them. Saturday, July 13th, PleasantvilleMusicFestival.com. Colleen mentioned to me that the Senior Center, where we're actually broadcasting from, is in need of a big flat screen TV.
They are. They have, if you've never been here before, there's a very large activity room, and they run fantastic programs here, and they have a very old projector-like TV that is no longer working. So if anyone has one that they would like to donate, that's maybe slightly used or would be willing to donate, if you could get in touch with us, that would be a wonderful addition to the.
They want a TV or they want a projector?
No, they want a TV, a flat screen TV.
How big?
As big as someone can provide. Like if I mean, it can't be tiny. Probably like a 50 inch.
50
So
or bigger. So
you can get in touch with anyone here.
yeah, that'd be anyone here or Patty at 769-1940.
Yeah.
It would be much appreciated
Very
here at the
much.
Senior Center, and it's not only an active and busy place for the seniors, but various other committee programs
Yes.
go on here, and so it has lots of utility. So if someone has an extra one or is looking to make a generous donation.
I was saying earlier in the year, Pleasantville ASO actually donated a TV to the Recreation Center, and that's the TV you see. So that's kind of where we got the idea from.
All right. Thank you for that. Lastly, on my list, I just wanted to mention 2 other things going on around town. One is that Metro North, as many of you have noticed, has been hard at work on station improvements. Pleasantville was included this year on the station improvement program, and it's about a 60-day long program with a team here that is well along with repainting almost everything, improving the windows, replacing the signs. They'll be cleaning up the right-of-way, getting rid of all the trash that you see when you look down on the tracks. So good work has been going on. They've been doing a really nice job, and we're very much appreciative to have been included in that program. So thank you, Metro North, and a shout out to Mark Mannix, Pleasantville resident, who's Metro North's government relations person. Keep your finger on the scale of justice for Pleasantville. So,
Do you want to mention View Street too? Is that happening?
View Street?
We have a
Yeah,
change?
yes, it's-
Sure,
Before the-
sure.
Yeah, we will be, within the next week, instituting the new traffic regulations on View Street, which are as follows. There are now prohibitions against traffic or vehicles in excess of 6,000 pounds from traveling on View Street. There are prohibited left turns onto View Street when you travel Bedford Road heading north. And the prohibited hours would be 7 to 9, I believe, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday.
No
So-
commercial traffic. Or no.
And no commercial traffic, yes.
So people will be seeing activity and signs going up.
Correct, correct.
Just so you understand what's,
We
where
will
that's
be
coming
waving
from.
people on, not to turn during those hours, and so they can get used to the new traffic pattern.
And for people that runs parallel to Parkview Terrace, where there were some changes recently too, which is what prompted this, so.
That is correct, yeah. This is to make the conditions a lot safer for people. We were concerned about queuing up as people were trying to take a left in the early morning hours, and the number of cars that were approaching that street with a blind spot. So there'll be less volume later on in the day, so we can allow traffic to turn after those rush hours.
Then lastly, lots of people have asked me a little bit more about the Henkels project at the former MLA site. If you've been by there, the old building is long gone, and they are well along with erecting the steel structure for the new warehouse. What you see going up is the warehouse that will house the distribution facility for the Henkel company. When that is mostly in place, they will then build an office wing that's in front of that, essentially on the same footprint of the old building, and the office wing will be on the front of it, just as the office wing was for MLA. But they're coming along quickly. The warehouse is going up fast, and we are delighted to see that kind of progress. It's really,
It's great.
it's great to see, a long time coming, and much appreciated, not only to see that kind of progress, but to have the people from Henkels coming to Pleasantville. They've already, as I have commented in the past, proven themselves to be extremely good and cooperative neighbors, and we expect them to be a linchpin of the Pleasantville commercial landscape for a good long time. So, anybody else have? All right, with that, we'll go to our resolutions. Colleen, number 162.
Resolved, that pre-check register dated June 24, 2013, covering check number 75698 through 75834 for fiscal years 2012 through 2013 and 2013 through 2014 has been reviewed, and they are hereby approved as listed below. Coming from the general fund, the water fund, the capital fund, the refuse fund, the pool fund, and the trust and agency fund, totaling $447,943.47.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions?
No.
I will abstain from this vote for the simple reason that there is a check for $304 to my company, reimbursing us at direct cost for having arranged the ticket printing for the music festival. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Motion approved. 163, Jonathan.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees have reviewed the minutes of the meeting held on June 10, 2013, and they hereby approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 164, Brian.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to sign the amendment to the agreement with New York State Department of Transportation for snow and ice removal services with respect to the lump sum payment factor adjustment for the 2012-2013 year.
Is there a second?
Second.
Patty, we're getting an extra $10,779.
We are. It snowed a lot last year, so we are getting compensated for the additional effort.
This is reimbursement that comes to us from New York State for our plowing the sections of New York State roads that are.
Route 1, yes, Route 141, 117.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Jonathan.
Colleen.
Colleen, sorry. 165.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the Planning Advisory Service proposal from Frederick P. Clark Associates for services for the fiscal year 2013-2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
This is a, correct me if I'm wrong, Patty, an administrative task that we have to have an agreement in place for any consultant that we use on an hourly basis.
It
Does not,
supports their, that's
Right.
right, their invoices.
does not commit us to using them.
Exclusively.
FP Clark currently provides planning support to our Village of Pleasantville Planning Commission.
Have we ever built in a baseline of hours that we want to be contacted on if we get close to or over? Has that ever been
We don't, because they really work.
based on the commission? Okay,
More so for applicant services.
Yeah.
You know, so we are
Okay.
reimbursed.
okay,
It's very rare that we do our own planning
Okay.
services with them. When we do, we usually have a lump sum.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. 166. Jonathan, appropriate that we should be doing this in this room?
Yes, indeed. The Board of Trustees hereby accepts the following donations towards the senior programs. Two $25 anonymous donations in honor of Virginia Pancotti's retirement, and a $2,000 anonymous donation in honor of Virginia Pancotti's retirement.
Extraordinarily generous and very much appreciated, and also well-deserved to honor someone who was
Pioneer.
a pioneer for this program, to say the least. So, did I get a
I
second?
love that Brian
Second.
gets this next one.
Oh, I read it, I
Oh,
can't
there's
second
something
it.
wrong
Second
with
round?
that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Yes!
Oh, Judy, did you second that?
Mr. Skarstad, Resolution 167.
167, I'm just gonna signal first that I'm gonna be approving this. I'm gonna be voting yes on this because I love animals, I love dogs. We all know that, kittens, hamsters. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village administrator to sign the SPCA agreement that provides shelter for seized, stray, and homeless dogs and cats and kittens per the terms set forth in the agreement for fiscal year 2013-2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
This is a subject that we have talked about every year and talked about
Many years.
this year, and in fact, actually tabled it last time. It is a contract with the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals that is $4,778.28. We're required by law to have an agreement in place with a shelter for seized, stray, and homeless animals. There was concern
And
that
kittens.
Kittens.
does not say anything about
It
hamsters.
does,
though.
it says kittens.
Yeah.
We took 7 straight kittens.
So, at any rate, we now have detail about the activities, and it turns out that there is more activity than
Lots of kittens.
we had realized.
And
so-
it doesn't add up, it doesn't entirely add up. I don't like this system, but given that it's more than one or two, and given that it's, given that it's required,
Right. And I think we had talked at one point about maybe merging
Yeah.
with somebody else to do it, but we'd still have to pay the money to
Right,
cover
right.
the area.
so,
So-
so
we don't-
if we go down
there's
the
no way to
line,
get out.
I'm voting aye.
in fulfillment of our legal obligations, all in favor? Aye. Motion approved.
It's a waste of
I think we had a harmonic there. 168, Colleen.
Whereas sealed bids were advertised in the official village newspaper and received on June 21st, 2013 for sidewalk improvements and, wait. am I
No.
for
missing one?
sanitation truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Sorry.
got to pick up this paragraph.
Whereas bids were received as per the following: Gabriella Truck Sales for $195,600. Now therefore be resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Pleasantville, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Public Works, hereby awards the bid for the truck to Gabriella Truck Sales in the amount of $195,600.
Is there a second?
Second.
Patty, you want to describe this as our second and final for a long time?
It should be, this is our second large sanitation vehicle. It is at the same budget that the one we purchased a year and a half ago came in at, so that is good news. And it should last us many years. We're replacing a Packer that I believe has 18 years on it. So So Andy's done a great job.
I was going to say a shout out to Andy Foka, our lead mechanic at the Village Garage, who has kept a lot of vehicles on the road for a very long time, and in fact is also extremely clever about retrofitting them with some more modern conveniences, including a little lift system and all of that. So Andy does a great job.
And will we auction that truck off, the old one?
Grab
Does it have any residual value, any?
It may, we'll ask, sometimes just the
Well,
chassis does, I don't know if
we'll
the
keep
body
the
does.
best of the old trucks and use it for backup and for
Usually do.
leaves, right?
That is correct.
Right.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Jonathan, 169.
Jonathan, there's just an error on the award. It should, on the bottom, it should read 33,920.
Yeah.
On the corrected, Judy, thank you.
Oh,
Otherwise, we'd
Okay,
be
got it.
doing a lot of sidewalks.
Whereas sealed bids were advertised in the official village newspaper and received as of June 21st, 2013 for sidewalk improvements, and where bids were received as per the following: Bellotta for $33,920, Palladino for $36,110, Acela for $36,450, MVM for $44,845,000, and Contact for $46,325. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Pleasant View, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Public Works, hereby awards the sidewalk repairs to Bellotta in the amount of $33,920.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. 170, Brian.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the provisions in the Uniform Notice of Claim Act signed by Governor Cuomo on December 17th, 2012, and effective June 15th, 2013, to allow notices of claims against cities and villages to be served on the New York Secretary of State as agent for New York's public corporations, and further resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby appoints a village clerk as the designated person to receive all notices of claims from the Secretary of State.
Is there a second?
Second.
This is just
I can't, go ahead.
What-
Just not say what it is.
Albany.
Say what it is.
They're there to help us.
Albany adding
It's a press
another
conference.
layer to the layers that already exist. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Well,
Aye. Aye. Motion approved. Our original agenda included a resolution accepting a bond underwriting proposal and a bond refunding, but we are not going to act on those tonight for some further review. So that was our final resolution. Anybody have any new business, further announcements? Again, I remind everybody, Pleasantville Music Festival, Saturday, July 13, pleasantvillemusicfestival.com. Click in there to get info, and also click in there to buy your tickets in advance. If you're a Pleasantville resident, you have only a couple of more days till July 1 to get a discounted ticket face-to-face at the Village Bookstore, Cold Stone Creamery, or the Art of Wine. pleasantvillemusicfestival.com. Please get a ticket. Please come. It's going to be a great day, and we look forward to having you there. Again, we apologize for being on a funny schedule and in a different place that doesn't afford us the opportunity to broadcast live, but Monday, July 8th, we're back with our next meeting, back in the normal place, back broadcasting live. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right?
Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much. See you on July 8th.
Good night.
Good night.